It is your fault that you're attracting weak men. I had the same problem for years. I was always taking the lead in the relationship. I was making more money. I was paying the bills. I was organizing and being in charge of everything. I was making all the decisions, where we're going, why we're going there, when we're going, how much is it going to cost. If we needed to move to an apartment, I was deciding what apartment we're going to go. I was doing all the negotiations. I was deciding who is our friendship circle and so on and so forth. And he, my weak man that I was in a relationship with, he was just following me. I also had problems with relaxation. I couldn't be in my body, couldn't get out of my head. I was always on the edge. I could not relax. I could not be in the present moment. The idea that just letting it be and being in the present moment and not being in control of everything was freaking me out. And also, when I was dating, I was pursuing men. I was messaging them first. I was leading the dynamic forward. I was deciding where we're going to go for a date. I was deciding when, how. He was just saying yes. I was paying for my part at least, if not for both. And this was my life. Right? This was my life, and I was so tired and bitter and exhausted, and I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong. And I was asking myself the question, why the hell am I attracting weak men? I'm a successful, ambitious woman. I am the whole package. You know, my friends tell me I'm amazing. I'm amazing at what I do. Like, I'm just amazing, right? So why the heck, where are all the good men? Where are all these men that everybody keeps talking about? The high caliber man, the high value man, you know, the man who has his life together, who can make decisions, who can take me as a woman, like throw me on the bed and make crazy love to me. So I don't have to think about anything. Like, where is he? Where is he? I just couldn't see him. You know, I thought he didn't exist until there was this huge aha moment and realization. And that's why I started this video, that it is your fault that you're attracting weak men, because I realized that all the answers are inside of me. And it was my fault that I was attracting these weak men. And here's where my journey started. I realized that I'm attracting these weak men because of two reasons. Number one, I realized that I was in my masculine all the time. If I make all the decisions and I lead the dynamic forward and I take on that masculine role in a relationship or in a dating dynamic, I will be attracting weak men. By default, I will be attracting men more in their feminine energy, so to say. And this is the principle of polarity. I discovered feminine masculine polarity, which actually is the foundation for any relationship dynamic. Well, I would say most relationship dynamics. And as a woman, I realized that being in my masculine is not working for me. It is not working for me because I don't feel safe with this man. I cannot trust him to lead. I cannot trust him to make the decisions. I don't respect him. I knew I could walk all over these men, and that wasn't attractive. So I was attracting these weak men, but I wasn't attracted to them. And so I had to switch from my masculine, being in the head, making all the decisions. I had to stop approaching dating or men the same way that I'm approaching, let's say, my work. And as soon as that happened, I started to attract completely different men. Well, because that's how it works. The moment I started to relax, surrender, get out of my head, and let men lead, I started to attract those types of men. That's how it works. That's how polarity works. The moment I lean back and surrender, not lean in, lean back and surrender and let men lead. Let men message me first. Let men decide where we're going for a date. Let men organize, pursue, and pay for the dates. This set up the foundation for great polarity, where I was attracting men who I was finally attracted to, because most women are feminine essence women and we're attracted to masculine essence men. This is how it works. And the second reason I realized I was attracting weak men is because of my belief system. I had to do a lot of deep diving and a lot of digging and excavation of my limiting beliefs that I had about men, about women, about relationships, and about myself. And this is deep work. This all comes from, surprise, childhood. This all comes from, from the moment we're born up until we're 7. You probably know this. We absorb all these beliefs about how the world works, how money works, and how what is love, and how relationships work, right? So in my example, I was growing up in a society, and I absorb, we learn what love is and what relationships are from watching mom, from watching dad, and how they relate to each other. And so in my experience, the first 7 years were okay. My mom passed away when I was 8. And then when I was digging, I realized that my father wasn't emotionally available for my mother. I did not have any role models for what a healthy relationship looks like. I grew up in a society and all I saw around where men cheat, where men are assholes, where men have to be parented, and therefore, hello, I was attracting men who needed parenting because that's what I saw and that's what I thought was normal. That's what I should do as a woman, tell a man what to do. And so that's what I grew up with. And that's what I thought, well, I also had beliefs about relationships, that relationships are not healthy. Like there's just no healthy, everything ends up in divorce. So why would I try? I need to control this situation so that at least I end up with a nice guy somehow. That's not the solution here, right? So I had to do a lot of digging of what are my limiting beliefs. And then I had to reframe my limiting beliefs about men. When I reframed these limiting beliefs together with getting out of my head and out of my masculine, everything changed. I started to attract amazing men. And now that I work with my clients are experiencing the same. Once they do this work, once you do this from masculine to feminine and you work on your beliefs, everything changes. You start to see men who you haven't seen before, and you start to, out of the blue, start to attract men who pursue you, who pay for dates, who organize, who make you feel taken care of, and who also are great men. And so for me, this was a huge aha moment. And so if you want to know more about how to create polarity in a relationship and what is the masculine energy, what is the feminine energy, I invite you to click on this video. This is one of my most popular videos that is going to tell you a lot more information on how to do that. So click on this video and I'll see you there.